Good afternoon, folks. Admiral Preparedness here. How y'all doing today? It's a beautiful springtime day here in America. Just picked up a couple items from my local dollar store, and I'd like to talk about this guy here in particular. I did purchase a few of these before, but I do want to talk a little bit more about it. These are these vacuum bags for your household goods, your items. These for $1, they're great, except there is a flaw that you might want to be aware of because it is $1. The first time you go to use it, uh, you have to remember that it's plastic, so anything with sharp edges, you're definitely not going to put in it. The other one is, if you look at this lip, it is not that great. When you try to peel it apart, you want to be careful. Go slow. You want to go very slow because if you break that seal, it's not going to work. Okay, and you just wasted $1. I took one of these out the other day. I wasn't exactly presentable, so I didn't put that video up. And it vacuum sealed Ricky Tiki Talk, but when I went to open it up, I tore the bag, and I was not happy because I made it. That was my mistake. They don't give you enough of a lip. They don't give you enough of a lip, so you want a tendency to grab it and pull, and that tore it, and that broke the seal, and it would never ever hold a vacuum ever again because it went from the inside of the plate to the outside of the bag. That weld was broken, and now it's just a bag. I even tried using clear tape the entire length of the bag, and it wouldn't hold a vacuum. So now it's just a holder for stuff. The plate that holds these two together, that works fine as long as your vacuum is put on there and it pulls the vacuum. I just want to bring that up because a little later I'm going to do another demonstration, but I want to let you know that when you do buy these bags, notice that lip is very small, and when you use your fingers to pull that, pull very slowly so you don't tear the bag. For $1, you can't go bad. You just have to remember to be careful. If you got those little labels that you can put on the bag to remind you when you go to open the bag back up, because these are not reusable in the sense that over and over and over again, just for that fact. But you can possibly make these reusable if you add some. I'm going to show another demonstration to show what I think you can do to mitigate the problem is to make a pull tab on this bag using clear shipping tape. A pull tab is something you can extend out, so when you do pull it, it's going to grab it and allow it to separate. For $1, you can't go wrong. Again, I got to reiterate that, but we'll do a demo in the next few weeks to show that. You can't beat the deal. This is another item. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's a solar powered spot lamp or flood. Not very bright, but it is something to think about for your bug out bag. It's very light, very lightweight, maybe about 5 or 6 ounces. It does have the stake that pulls. You could shoot it in and out of the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know what I'm talking about, this could be a formidable protection device that would go into somebody Riki Tiki Tot easy. I hate to use that word, but I haven't used it in a long time. But that would stick somebody, and that would go in real good. It would slip right in. So think about something like that. But for area lighting during an emergency, this was $1. Okay, it has 3 screws, so if you want to take it apart, you can. I haven't done it yet. There's a Big Clive uh, shout out for that fella. He takes he reverse engineers stuff and looks at it. And this is one of the ones that for $1 you can't go bad. There's a single LED in there, the reflector. It will light a room. I think what I'll do is tonight, if I remember it, I'll do a small video and then add a small clip to show how it lights a room. But what I'm going to use these for is to go in a bug out bag. You notice that little tab. Don't pull that tab off. Pull it off when you first get it so you can put it into the sun and recharge it, but that tab can go back in there. It's very easy to replace. It's a nice hard plastic, so when you pull it out you can put it back in. Now that lets the battery recharge on that cell. If you don't put the tab back in, the battery has now made the connection. Okay, see how easy that was to slip back in? It wasn't nothing at all. It just remember how it came out. You can push it back in. During the day when you're charging it, pull it out, let it charge off the sun. And if you don't want it, because this thing has an auto switch, when it senses a low light level, it'll automatically turn on the light. It doesn't have an off-on switch, but you can reinsert the battery stop. Now that battery won't discharge. It won't charge, but it won't discharge either. These little AAA batteries, this one here is a AA. They do discharge themselves over time. They're not lithium ion, or they're nickel metal hydride, or they're not NiCad, they're nickel metal hydride. But they will discharge over time. So in a bug out bag, you just want to make sure that you put them out in the sun about once a month. Just, you can discharge them fully, then put them in the sun, however you want to go about doing it. But I got to tell you, that's pretty nice. It does have a screw right here, so if you want to take this thing apart and not have the staff on it, you can remove the staff. But I like it because I can use it for perimeter protection, lighting, and I can also use it for something else. Now, if you understand what I'm saying, this would be that would go, let's put it this way. There's your emergency light, there's your emergency that. This and that, okay? Just so you know, that comes off also. So you can also use it like that. It's plastic, so it is stiff, but I'm telling you right now, if you had enough force behind it, that would hurt. So you got the 2-piece, 3-piece emergency lamp. It shines a nice little beam, and it is rechargeable. Again, if you keep that tab, if you want, you could take that tab and put it on a string and affix it to the light so you don't lose it. But I just want to show you this guy right here, because this would normally cost about $14.99 years ago because of that technology. But now that they've got it down to a inexpensive manufacturing process, and it has to come from overseas, this is something that you could pick up and use. Now, also, if you want to make it more waterproof, you could put a seal around this edge, but I haven't submerged these yet to see how well water resistant they are. It's not going to be waterproof, but it could be resistant because it's going to sit outside. Anything else, folks? Well, yeah. One more thing before I go. We talk about these aluminum material, these aluminum cans. I want to ask everybody out there, this is going to be one of these challenges. Show me what you do with these. Do you just throw them away? Do you recycle them? When I was a little kid, my dad and mom, they for their gifts for the holidays or whenever, we would take these guys here and glue on macaroni. We decorate them up and make them as pencil holders or knick-knack holders, things like that. These days, they affix these on with these heat shrink material, so the nip of a slip of a nip, and now this comes off, and that can go in your recycling bin. That plastic's recyclable. There you go. See, I mean, this was made by a machine that took a sheet of that material and stamped it out, stretched it out. It's one big is water. This water, it can hold water, makes a nice cup. There's no sharpness around this edge. If anybody asks you what this was, you say guess and let them guess. 20 questions for the day kind of thing. Um, Show me what you guys do with these as this week's challenge. And I want to let everybody know that we're doing great here. And this is funny. It was manufactured on the 27th day of January 2017, and the time it was made was 23:44:08. So that's pretty cool. I mean, if you didn't know that, these manufacturers of this product will tell you when the product was manufactured, and then the best by date goes on the lid. Now the lids, you got to be careful with the lids because those edges are sharp and you can cut stuff with them. So if you think about it, you can also put those between a piece of paper and put them in your bug out bag and use them as a knife for getting food and getting things off the ground and chopping them up a little bit. But just be careful. But show me what you guys do with these. I'm curious to see what you guys do. All right, folks. Admiral Preparedness. You have a great week.